The Blue Jays win 2 of 3 games in Seattle and get it back here to Toronto for Game 6, where the Seattle Mariners are 1 win away from the World Series for the first time. How you feeling, Seattle fans? This is already uncharted territory. Waking up today saying, my goodness, my team wins. They're going to the World Series for the first time. But his first start of this season came in Jupiter, Florida, in front of 327 people. This one's going to come in front of 44,000 here, with an entire country watching him, hoping that they can have their season extended. Closest the Mariners have ever been in their 49th year, 1 win away from the World Series. And on 1 pitch, 1 out. That's got to feel good for the 22-year-old.
Cal has had some high fastballs that he hasn't hit, and I think tonight he'll get one and he'll hit it.
Savage turns and fires and strikes him out with the slider.
Good sign for the slider and for the Toronto Blue Jays, because they're going to need Savage to go at least 5 or 6. They short outings are bringing in the bullpens. The bullpens have not been delivering. They need a dominant performance.
2 up and 2 down. Jorge Polanco to the plate.
Hit high in the air, deep right field. Going back, Barger onto the warning track, slows up and makes the grab. It's a scoreless 1-2-3, top of the first for Jays Savage.
Logan Gilbert, who's all about the swing and miss, led the American League in that, but in Game 2, John, on short rest, he didn't have the same bite to his stuff.
No, his slider was really flat, and his split was probably not as good as you're normally going to see.
Can you believe he's in there?
Yeah, he took a pitch right off that knee, and that, I'll tell you what, luckily for him, no severe damage. You know he's sore.
Nobody officially knew until about 4 o'clock this afternoon if George Springer would be in there. That's when the Blue Jay lineup came out.
But you know he wasn't going to miss this game if he could walk, swing, and jog.
The 1-2 again to Springer, swinging a fly ball out of play down the right field side.
You can see Springer grimacing after nearly every swing. Of course, he has the knee, was hitting the knee last ball game. It looks like he's fighting through it, but having a difficult time.
Another payoff from Gilbert. A broken bat flare, third base. Suarez puts it away as he avoids the barrel of the bat. It takes Gilbert 9 pitches, but he does get Springer. 1 away in this first inning. Nathan Lucas climbs in. Here's the first base runner with this one. It's Lucas into right. When it goes right, they're putting those strikes in play. It can overwhelm you.
Yeah, it really can. And you got a swing and miss pitcher, but not a swing and miss batting and getting guys on in a game where you want to extend your season. It's just going to keep this crowd in it and put as much pressure as possible on Gilbert.
Bounces this ball gently over the mound. Waiting in the bag is Rivas, over to first, but late. They get Lucas, 2 out.
And this one jams Vladdy, bounces it over the mound. Rivas has to wait for it, and Vladdy has passed the bag in time.
Kirk, 4 hits, 4 walks, 4 runs batted in this championship series.
Is hit down the right field line. It's got some carry to the corner, and it's foul. Just foul deep down the right field line.
Everybody in this ballpark was wishing it fair.
Yeah, to throw that splitter. Does right there and strikes out Kirk.
Naylor having a good series, having a good October, and he was 2 for 2. A couple of singles against Savage in Game 2.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. They went to the splitter in an unhittable location, and Naylor fished for it down and away. 1 out. Now Savage back to the top of the hill, looking in at Randy Arozarena, the right-handed hitting left fielder for Seattle.
The 1-2 again. He got him. Back-to-back strikeouts here to open up the second.
Seattle needed somebody, John, to step up for him, and this was not a guy that I don't think either of us saw coming.
No, he was struggling at the plate, and he didn't miss 2 pitches that he got. The one thing you could say about him, obviously everybody loves him, and he's such a great teammate, and you would never know if he was 0 for 20, 0 for 30, or 10 for 10, because the way he goes about the game. So he's looking for a pitch.
Savage trying to strike out the side, and he does!
And the Blue Jays try and take that momentum into the bottom half. Worth noting, Logan Gilbert has 7 career starts against the Blue Jays, regular and postseason, to a 5.30 ERA and a 3.04 average for the Blue Jays against him collectively.
Varsho smacks a line drive to center field and a base hit. Oh, it's kicked by Rodriguez, and it allows Varsho to take 2. He's going to have a shot at a double either way, but that ensured it.
Well, he'd been struggling on fastballs, but he gets the head out on this one and just laces it. And now this part of the lineup is what has been giving pretty much everybody trouble. But in the postseason, this lower part of the lineup has been stingy and a big reason why they score so many runs.
I mean, you got your six-hitter here, Ernie Clement, hitting .429.
Now Ernie Clement looks to drive him in. The pitch.
Clement hits a grounder to third. Suarez can't find it, and Clement is safe.
That's a straight air. Hit right to the third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. That's the fourth air the Mariners have committed in this championship series.
Boy, strange for a guy as experienced as Suarez to do that. As you said, Varsho's not going anywhere on that play. A big break for the Blue Jays, and it's 2 on, nobody out for Addison Barger. And he lines it into right, a base hit. Varsho will come in to score. Clement racing around to third. It is 1-0 Blue Jays.
These are the two left-handed bats that have to come through for the Jays tonight. Barger with a leadoff double. Addison Barger knocks him in.
And we know what this lineup can do and how many times they can put up a crooked number.
Hits a little dribbler towards third. This will get a run home, and everybody is safe.
You put the bat on the ball, and good things can happen. The Blue Jays haven't struck out all year long. They put the ball in play, put pressure on the defense, and Clement scores the second run of the inning.
And now that big inning you're worried about if you're Seattle is looming.
Barger at second, Conner left at first. Gilbert still looking for the first out of the inning. He's got it. Strikes him out with a fastball. Second one for Gilbert. Back to the top of the order in George Springer, who popped out his first time but saw 9 pitches. Green light if he wants it. Instead, it's a 4-pitch walk. And the bases are loaded for the Blue Jays.
All hands on deck for this one. The Mariners would love to wrap it up. But now the bases are loaded.
Swing and a miss. Good splitter for his second K, and a big one right there. Not out of the woods yet. Guerrero's coming up.
I was going to say that sometimes you wish the guy would hit it on the ground and turn 2 so you don't have to face the next guy.
Ground ball, diving stop. Suarez from his knees to second to end the inning.
What a play.
Wow. Eugenio Suarez, who had an error in this inning that opened the door for the Blue Jays to get a couple runs. Saves a couple right here. Plus minus even for Gino.
Mariners, meanwhile, have some work to do against Trey Savage, who's been excellent so far. He's retired all 6, 4 strikeouts. Here's J.P. Crawford. High and away, ball 4. Now the Mariners have the leadoff man aboard. J.P. Crawford draws a walk.
Here's the 8-hitter Dominic Canzone batting left.
Looking for that put-away pitch to Canzone. A 1-2, and he made a good one right there. Went from uncompetitive to unhittable. Same lineup for Dan Wilson that he unveiled in Game 5.
Swung on. That is cracked. Right field. Barger back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. Makes a leap at the wall. It's off the wall. JP to second base. He's going to have to hold. Rivas settles for a single off the wall. He nearly drove it out. That's a long, long single.
First and second, 1 out. The first threat of the night for the Mariners. And here's Julio Rodriguez.
Here's a throw down to first, not in time. Vlad says check. Rivas has been picked off once already by Max Scherzer.
Not so sure, but it's worth the challenge. That would be a tremendous rally killer right there.
It's so close.
Yeah, from the angle we saw right here, it looks like it bounces. See how he gets the bag, and then it bounces over. And by the time he tags him, I think the glove is already, or the mitten is already on the bag.
Worth a look, but the call does stand. Rivas stays on base. And now you got to worry about Rodriguez at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-1 pitch to Rodriguez, misses for ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for the big dumper.
More home runs than anybody in the majors this year. 60 in the regular season, 4 in the postseason, and 169 games. That is of the 172 that Seattle has played in. If he wasn't catching, he was almost always the DH. He barely missed any time at all. A ground ball to first, backhanded by Guerrero. Jimenez 1, Savage 2. He got out of it by getting a ground ball, getting over to first, and the Blue Jays turn the 3-6-1 inning-ending double play.
A lot of what the Blue Jays have hit tonight have been out of the zone. Usually that's not the way to make a living off of Logan Gilbert.
Bouncing ball. Suarez's adventure continues with a heave across the diamond to get Kirk.
All he needed to do was throw this ball shorter on the turf. I love when infielders on turf don't try to throw this ball all the way in the air.
Gilbert gets the leadoff man. Varsho comes up. Fly to right field. Got it off the end of the bat. Canzone.
2 down. Here's Ernie Clement. Fly ball left field. Well hit. It's off the wall. And Clement is around second and heading for third, and in there with a stand-up triple.
And all of these breaking balls are hanging right now for Logan Gilbert. They are begging to be hit.
Boy, this would be a huge run here. Logan Gilbert 1 out away from having a clean inning, and now he's looking at runner at third, 2 out.
Barger lifts the ball, right center. Canzone looking up at the fence. Out of here! Big fly, Addison Barger, and the Blue Jays double their advantage. They're up 4-0 in the third.
This place is shaking. What a swing from Addison Barger. Again with a huge swing and a huge spot. That run standing at third base with 2 outs.
21 home runs and now 2 more in the postseason. Bouncing ball to Crawford. That's the inning. Now Polanco, the big games here, is a hero a couple times first few games of the series, but just 1 for 10 since. Fly to right field. Barger's there. 1 gone in the 4th.
The pitch to Naylor. He swings and shoots this on a line towards the gap in left center field. It's a base hit. Naylor is aboard with a single. Cut off by Varsho. Naylor singles with 1 out.
Rosarena, who struck out his first time. Top to third. Clement has no play. It's an instant replay of what his counterpart at third had to deal with. Yeah, and it's an infield hit for Randy Rosarena.
One batter at a time, find a way to make it as tough as possible, again, for John Schneider and the bullpen to make decisions.
Is a wild pitch. Runners stopped at first and then will speed it up again and advance 90 feet.
And the 3-2. Ball 4 just high. And for the second inning in a row, the Mariners have the bases loaded with 1 out.
Well, this is a very powerful team, and they have come through with the bases loaded all season long.
Short hopped. There's 1. There's 2. They turn it again.
It's been a strength of the Blue Jays all season long. Their terrific defense, and it comes through again for Trey Savage.
You're going to have to get on with hits. You beat me with some hits, you get 5 hits, so be it.
Canzone grounds 1 through and into center field for a leadoff hit.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. I mean, we've talked about, yeah, that's a rally, but it's 4-0, and you want action.
Rivas not big. He's 5'8", 160 pounds, but there is pop in there. Strikeout number 6 for Trey Savage. And he has rode that splitter to this bounce back game. 4 strikeouts on that pitch. That's sawed off to short. 6, 4, 3. 3 consecutive twin killings.
They won a game 7, and the Blue Jays are trying to deliver one. Up 4-0 heading to the bottom of the 5th. Logan Gilbert is still on the mound for the Mariners.
He smoked the ball last time up, hit a hot shot to the third baseman.
Guerrero with a fly ball. Deep left field. It is gone. He got a curveball, and he got enough of it to hit it on out of here. This incredible October continues for Vladdy.
His 6th postseason home run. That ties him with Joe Carter and Jose Bautista, and Bautista's here on his birthday.
And that will be the last pitch thrown by Logan Gilbert here tonight. Boy, when the Blue Jays needed Guerrero the most, he has delivered and then some, game after game after game in this postseason.
Clement 1 for 2, reached on an error and tripled in this game. He scored both times.
But emerged as an offensive threat by leaning into that. Put it in play. Head to second. Second extra base hit for Clement.
Little slicer there for a double off the turf.
There is Barger, the pitch. He swings and lifts it into shallow straightaway center field. Julio medium dip that makes the catch to retire the side. Barger flies to center field. Clement is stranded.
Times it has been a little touch and go, but the Blue Jays, to their credit, sticking with Savage thus far. And Chris, they're going to let him, after Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s homer, face Cal Raleigh for a third time in this game.
He gets Raleigh again. 7 strikeouts now for Savage. And here's Jorge Polanco.
Chopper, Guerrero, Savage, 2 out. All the dominance against the Yankees in his first postseason start. The city, this country fell in love with him. With that came a large amount of pressure and expectations for a kid who had started just a handful of games in the major leagues. But with that backdrop, with the pressure trying to keep his team's season alive, so here he comes to Josh Naylor with a high fly ball to deep right field. There goes the shutout. Naylor goes very deep and makes it 5-1. The Mississauga kid, for the second time in this series, goes deep at Rogers Center, and it's 5-1.
First pitch off speed hanger, and he just gets the barrel out, and he knows it.
You think?
But again, with 2 outs here, attack, and if you can't get him out attacking, then he will come out to get you.
1-1 to Arozarena. Poked out on a soft line right center. That's down for a base hit. Coming around first, it's picked up by Barger. Arozarena goes back to the bag with a single. And you do have to wonder at this point if Trey Savage's great start in this game is coming to a close.
John Snyder looks like he's going to make a move.
And as you can probably hear, it is not a popular one here tonight. The crowd would like to see Savage give it a chance to get through 6. But this reaction is going to be overwhelmed by the cheers that Savage is about to get, and deservedly so.
Sparkling for Savage. A runner on first, in the Blue Jays leading 5-1.
The Mariners would love another big swing right here.
Shot to right, down the line. It's a fair ball. Up against the sidewall. Suarez falls. Here comes a throw home. It's up the line. Arozarena scores from first. Suarez settles for a single, but he's made it a 5-2 game.
Wow, was Arozarena flying. Off with contact, obviously, with 2 outs, but a little dicey if you get thrown out here, and he had a running start, as you saw. Good effort, but the throw tails, and a flying Arozarena.
And now they've got 2 in here in the 6th.
Here's JP.
Runner takes off. Crawford swings and misses. That's strike 3. A changeup to finish him off. Here comes Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who lifted off for his 6th postseason home run. They have put him on prolifically. Let's see if they go after him here. They will.
Hit him. Got him on the elbow. Missed with a sinker there. Guerrero grunted and dropped the bat. I think the good news is, by the nature of the sound, sounds like it got that plastic elbow protector, and Vlad never really grimaced. Made that one noise and then ran down to first base.
Runner aboard with 1 away. Alejandro Kirk coming up. Up the middle goes Kirk with a bullet of a base hit into center field.
And some of this is a byproduct, Joe, of just these guys are pitching a lot.
1 away. Runners at first and second. Varsho to the plate. Get a chase right here, but it kicks away. Throw to third, into left field. Guerrero comes in to score. Throwing error from Cal Raleigh. Jays get the insurance. 6-2.
He was angry running right here, and that led to a run. And watch his reaction when he touches home plate.
That's good TV, man.
I could beat you in different ways, he says. That's a big run. Now you've turned it into the grand slam. The only way you can tie it via the home run.
Varsho's down swinging, 2 away. It's hard to not look at this and feel like the Mariners are doing different than who they are and who they've been. This has looked like a team who's on the verge, clenched tight, that close to going to the World Series. 2 errors, a couple other defensive misplays, some base running errors, missed opportunities at the plate. Ball 4. So Clement's been out all 4 times today. Jays flexing the lineup length in this game. Barger out of the 7 spot. A single, a homer, and 3 knocked in. Runners to get a head start with his 3-2 from Brash. Barger takes ball 4 to load him up. And it looks like Dan Wilson's going to let him try to get out of this. Floated down the right field line. Canzone has room to end the inning.
Jeff Hoffman is in. He'll get Cal Raleigh, Jorge Polanco, and Josh Naylor in this 8th. Swing and a miss. Hoffman strikes out Raleigh, who goes to 0 for 4. He elevated at 95. Now Jorge Polanco with 1 out. Hoffman's 8th pitch to Polanco. He got him. 1 around on a pitch in the dirt. He punched his ticket on a splitter. 2 down in the top of the 8th inning. 4 outs to go. Josh Naylor at the plate. Flip down the left field line, going back, Clement looks back to Straw, who charges and makes the grab. 1, 2, 3 for Jeff Hoffman.
Jeff Hoffman's going to stay in there, try to get the last 6 outs of this ball game. 1 gone in the 9th.
The fastball velocity is there, the command of that fastball is there, and he's really getting on top of that slider and split finger. He's looking like he did in early May and for the majority of April.
Suarez walking an RBI single to it.
But the biggest thing is he's got momentum on his side. Slider working, pinpoint command.
And the Mariners, for the first time in this game, are down to their last strike. Blue towels waving in Rogers Center with about 45,000 on their feet.
Pop up, buckle up for Game 7 tomorrow night. All the twists and the turns of this series, the highs and the lows, the nitpicking has led to a Game 7 to decide an American League champion.
17 innings tomorrow.
Let's go.
That's all Seattle knows how to play in chaos games.
That's true. They've certainly been here before, winning Game 5 a little more than a week ago against Tarek Skubal and the Detroit Tigers in 15.
Trey Savage wasn't perfect tonight, but he made big pitches when he had to, got out of a couple of bases loaded 1-out jams with double plays. Like I said when it happened, I don't think I've ever seen that before in back-to-back innings. What a job from him. He didn't seem like this moment was too big for him. It's exactly what the Blue Jays needed, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. came to play yet again.